Welcome, Mr. Huck. Uh, the smart city designation had come a long way back. But with the smart city designation, how have you, not as a real estate developer, but purely as a resident of Bhubaneswar, witnessed the changing landscape of Bhubaneswar's real estate market over the last decade?
See, Bhubaneswar have changed a lot in last decade. Lot of infrastructure has came up in last 10 years. So Bhubaneswar have witnessed high-rise uh, buildings
Right,
and wider roads.
right.
Now also metro rail is also going to
Being,
start.
yeah, yeah.
The construction is also started. But yes, uh, smart city, we are just tagging it, but it needs more and more civilized public amenities,
Mm-hmm.
which could be in real manner called as a smart city.
Right,
Just widening roads and uh, other civil infrastructure is not going to help.
right.
Many other amenities which is going to help the normal citizen of the city
Hmm.
is what exactly it is going to be called as a smart city.
Correct. So it might pique a lot of curiosity in a lot of people who are trying to buy land, maybe. But what unique opportunities would you say Bhubaneswar offers in comparison to other tier 2 cities like, let's say, Raipur or Vizag or immediate neighbors? What unique opportunities does Bhubaneswar's market provide?
See, Bhubaneswar has many positivity and advantages in comparison to uh, other tier 2 cities, and in specific the two cities you have mentioned, like either Vizag or the Raipur or any other cities.
Right.
First thing is that we as an Odia people or people of Bhubaneswar
Hmm.
are welcoming in nature.
That's right.
We welcome all neighboring state people and other language speaking people also very open heartedly.
Open heart, yes.
So that it is creating a cosmoculture.
Hmm.
So for that reason, people of other state and other language speaking are very much comfortable to come here.
Mhm.
Secondly, the strategic location of Bhubaneswar,
Okay.
where it is in east of India,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Raipur or via Vizag is in mainly, you can consider it as the south, or Raipur
Yes.
is more towards northern side,
Yes.
or in maybe central India you can say. But
Correct.
in eastern India, uh, this is the only option where many things can be thought of by any private or the government organizations.
Okay.
Because Kolkata has its own challenges and advantages, whatever.
Correct.
But Bhubaneswar is a growing city and it has an all opportunity. Now you can see we are very good in terms of education. We are also much better in healthcare. We are well connected with the India and the abroad through the like
Airways, yeah,
airways,
airports, yeah.
yeah, airports and all.
Yeah.
We have a very long coastal line.
Right.
Many ports are operational in Odisha.
Hmm.
So it has, and we are a mineral-rich state.
Hmm.
So all these things are complementing to Bhubaneswar only.
Right.
So in that comparison to other cities, Bhubaneswar will be always on top in comparison to other tier 2 cities, which is in this particular eastern part of the country.
Let's say with property prices rising steadily, with, let's say, you know the best percentages, but in my opinion, let's say 7 to 10% annually, how do you witness Bhubaneswar as a return on investment destination for Prabhasi or let's say NRI ODIs who are willing to invest in Odisha?
Currently in Bhubaneswar, the real estate market is giving 10% ROI year on year.
Okay.
So, and it should be also,
Hmm.
the price should escalate in that rate at least, so that the people who invest on real estate should get a better or a comparative return in
Return.
terms of other markets or other
Right.
type of investments.
Right.
So, because in anywhere you see, we are talking about a number where India is still shortage of house.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So if we consider that factor, we are lot of buildings has to and residential has to come up.
Hmm.
So pricing of Bhubaneswar in specific, if we talk about,
Hmm.
uh, it is not that high in comparison to other part of the country also.
Okay.
So that
By
that-
other parts, what are you benchmarking them with, like metro cities or other tier 2 cities?
See, some tier 2 cities are much higher than us,
Okay.
and some are also lesser than us.
Right.
But currently, Bhubaneswar is now, you can say, 5 to 6,000 rupees per square feet on a super built up area
Okay.
is the average pricing.
Right.
So, if you consider that as a number, so it is a very decent number,
Reasonable number.
reasonable number
Yeah.
in terms of average pricing of the country.
With all this tech influx that's happening right now, right, from Capgemini to Deloitte to whatever, Wipro and all
Yeah.
of those companies, how do you see an emerging trend in the development patterns and real estate developers adapting to that?
IT as an industry is a catalyst for the Bhubaneswar development in past, and in recent past also many companies have chosen Bhubaneswar as their presence of center presence.
Yes.
As you mentioned, many new company have
Correct,
came up
correct.
in last 2 3 years.
Correct.
But like Bhubaneswar is currently like Hyderabad, which was 15 years before.
Exactly.
So if we really want Bhubaneswar to be like a Hyderabad in next 10 years, so then our government has to focus much more on IT on a very larger scale. Just bringing few companies with a 100, 200 or 500 capacity, it's not going to turn Bhubaneswar to like a Hyderabad kind of a city.
Right.
It should attract much more bigger scale of companies where large scale of employees can be engaged, so which will help to the real estate. And again, I would like to mention IT is going to help for a development of a city.
Right.
You see just Chennai as a market. Chennai has IT also. Chennai has a manufacturing,
Manufacturing as well.
industry
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So in Odisha and specifically in surrounded by Bhubaneswar specific areas, so we should also focus beyond IT as well.
Right, right.
So where it would be a inclusive growth. So that it would be a sustainable growth as well, you can say.
Understood. Understood. So they're both sides of the table, right? With IT companies entering the foray into the market, providing a great opportunity for real estate developers. I would really take this opportunity to ask you, how are real estate companies, let's say Acre-Rise, how are you integrating tech into your systems to kind of build better processes for the end consumer?
See, in Acre-Rise, we have one of the core values towards the technology.
Okay.
See, technologies helps everyone to increase their efficiency. So now in our company also, or most of the real estate companies are also adopting technology like into CRM,
Right.
into constructions,
Or analytical dashboards. and all of
analytical
that.
dashboard. So it
Right.
helps like in every part now there is a technology.
Correct.
In real estate currently,
Correct.
even quality management of a construction site is also being helped by mobile applications.
Yes.
Right. So that up to that extent we have evolved also.
Okay. So you were saying you have a dedicated tech stack team, both front end and back end, that manages all of this stuff. Do you ever face challenges in hiring quality talent?
In tech or in
Eh,
general?
Let's start with tech first, maybe.
See, Bhubaneswar has that challenge because we have very good resources of manpower. But
Right.
point is that most of our Odia good talents have migrated to other part of the country or
Right.
the out of
Out
India.
of, yeah, abroad.
Right.
Hmm.
So now the scenarios are getting changed. Now people are coming back to Bhubaneswar because now there is opportunities are coming up.
Right.
So, but immediately if you say yes, we are facing challenges for getting very talented and resourceful manpower in specific particular type of jobs. So, but I am very much confident as city is growing and as city life is getting better.
Yes.
So, people who have gone outside of Odisha for looking for better opportunity, better jobs or better lifestyle,
Right.
now they will be able to get
Yeah.
here in Bhubaneswar. So,
Right.
they are coming back, and in future also more and more people will come back to Bhubaneswar, and if that happens, then that problem will be solved.
Okay, okay, that was a very interesting perspective. What I would really like to know, what spots in Bhubaneswar, like hotspots, real estate hotspots, would you say are emerging and would be big in the next 5 years, and what reasons are primarily driving it?
If you ask me next 5 year, then definitely it is going to be the south of Bhubaneswar.
Okay.
That is stretch from Khandagiri towards like Jatni Gate.
So where we are right now.
Maybe yes.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So that is going to be the next hotspot of Bhubaneswar.
Okay, and why
Because
why do you think so? What
because
factors?
all the new developments, be it AIMS or IIT or maybe Info Valley
Yeah.
or whatever new things are coming, that
Yeah.
is coming up in that location.
Okay.
And government's own town planning scheme also coming up in that south of Bhubaneswar only. So next 5 years is south for Bhubaneswar.
Hmm.
If you ask me for current days,
Hmm.
which is now the Patia
Patia
side,
side,
right?
yes.
But that is oversaturated.
Saturated.
But so from now onwards, it's south of Bhubaneswar.
What has been your biggest challenge in terms of a project, let's say, right from the start, land acquisition to project completion? What are the major hurdles that you face these days?
There are many hurdles.
Mhm. Let's talk about political and regulatory environment.
I'm coming to that point
Yeah.
only. For any state or a city or a country, if we talk about their development, the first thing which is visible as a development is the infrastructure, all the building which is visible.
Absolutely.
From there, we can just guess this city or the country or the place is
Yes,
developed.
it reflects the character of the city, yes.
Yes, like so for an example, Dubai.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
Nothing is, only building is visible.
Right.
You don't see anything else other than the building.
Right.
You go to New York, same thing.
Yeah.
So the first thing is visible as a prosperity is the building or the infrastructure. So if we really want the Bhubaneswar or Odisha to grow to next level, we have been talking since long and we have been advocating as a policy advocacy also with the government for single window processing.
Okay.
If that happens, so it will save a lot of time because we as a developer, it took a lot of time for the due diligence of the land. Again, once we are done, then we have to approach not less than 10 to 15 departments.
Right.
Different departments, and every departments had their own course of processing style and timeline and all. So today, suppose any developer takes up a land of a 5 acre, he cannot launch that project before 1.5 year or 1 year.
Correct, correct.
Because in this 1 year, at least 6 to 7 months is being consumed from one department to another department, right? In 3-4 months, you are ready with the design and all. But
Right.
from pillar to post, you have to move for 6-7 months.
Keep on running, yes.
So to starting up a project, in specifically real estate, a project, it's consume a lot of efforts, lot of capital in the very initial stage. So it is a very painful thing because it is also indirectly responsible for increase of the pricing of the property.
Correct.
Right.
Correct, correct.
Suppose I am investing 10 CR for a project start, but if I can start in 3 months, it is going to save my cost.
Yes,
But if it is
yes.
going to start in 1 year,
Yeah.
obviously there would be more cost of the
Additional
fund.
recurring costs,
Right.
yes, yeah.
So that is the main difficulties. I hope it would be better in the new government.
Yes.
And apart from that, there would be many regulations, or you can say rules should be there, where more planned growth of the city would be possible. Now,
That's
the
correct.
city of Bhubaneswar is not growing very planned way. So it is going because planned means what I am trying to say. There's government is there doing the TP scheme, but it is not covering all the area. So if the city will grow in a very planned way means proper infrastructure, proper road, proper sewage, then it is going to help the city in next 10, 12 or 15 years timeline. Otherwise, the way it is growing, after 10 years, you cannot control the drainage, you cannot control the traffic, you cannot control the other things also. So if it is going beyond the plan.
Yes, I was going to ask you that. Ki,
Yeah.
What is the most conspicuous side effect that we would see if we are not going in a planned way? And you name them all: drainage, bad traffic.
Yes, many things
All of
like
that stuff, right?
all those garbage management,
yeah.
everything. So the city has to be. Bhubaneswar was planned 30-40 years before,
Back, yes.
and that was only planned for 80,000 people, I believe.
Right.
So you see, the city which was planned 40 or 30 years before, it is proper, like the area Shahid Nagar or Ashok Nagar or IRC village and all. But you see Patia, it's
Yes,
not planned.
yes.
So there is any type of lane, any type of, it's like it's village became a city.
Yeah.
So now from it is the high time the government should plan where they are already working on the TP scheme. It should be planned beforehand.
Okay.
So that the ease of life for the people who are going to stay in this city would be much easy.
The BDA ordering the demolition of, let's say, 191 buildings had caused huge uproar amongst real estate developers and confusion amongst the consumers who wanted to buy land, residential complexes or commercial complexes. That affected land registration, and there was widespread confusion. Uh, could you help us shed light on what the real scenario is?
Here, what is the things came in the news.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be make responsible to everybody. Everybody means the authority,
Right.
the government,
Hmm.
the developers,
Hmm.
and the buyers.
Right.
Why I am saying so? So there was a rule from day one
Correct.
कि a developer has to take approval from the concerned authority. Subsequently, you have to get a completion certificate,
Hmm.
which was later on, after 2015, it became mandatory to get occupancy certificate.
Hmm.
So, but when there was no talking about the things about occupancy certificate, there was a completion certificate. So, why this is being called as an unauthorized? Because either the building have not constructed as per the law
Hmm.
or as per the approved plan,
Hmm.
or they have not obtained either CC or OC.
Correct.
So now one department is there, that is for example in Bhubaneswar BDO or BMC.
Hmm.
So it was their responsibility to check and do the necessary actions.
Before giving the green signal.
No, I am saying, suppose they give a approval to a project,
Huh.
they know this project is going to deliver in 3 years.
Okay.
So it is their responsibility to come and check after 3 years that this is constructed
Understood.
properly as per the given approval, and it is that is the in the timeline also.
Right.
But if the authority doesn't come in 3 year, in the 6 year or maybe in 10 years, right? So then what happened? Now next is what? Another authority, which is registering authority like sub-registrar and all.
Register, yeah.
So it is the same government body, then another government body.
Right.
So if that building was not constructed and properly in 10 years before, why the registering authority registered those properties? Right?
So you do feel there's a lot of red tape
Right.
in the government.
Maybe, may not be. Again, the consumers.
Yeah.
So it's not that all consumers are unaware, but few consumers must have unaware. They must have raised these issues 10 years or 20 years or
Correct,
15 years
correct,
before.
correct.
So if they would have raised this, then it would, but so I say, and for that reason I'm saying everybody is responsible.
Right.
I am making more responsible to the government bodies, because if you check, now you must be aware the registration is on hold.
Yes,
right?
yes, it's on
So
hold.
if it's today it is hold, why it would have not hold 10 years
10 years
before
back.
or
Yes,
15 years
yes,
before?
precisely.
So now government let that mess happen for entire city. Now you are saying 170 apartment or so, it would be more also. So who let that happen? And who was responsible to check it? And so it was government only, right? So one way government let that happen. Now you are going and saying that it is all illegal and we are going to demolish. So then, so that is double-edged sword.
Right, it is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You've become a veteran right now, a market leader of sorts, but in your initial years, what was your most valuable lesson in terms of real estate?
First of all, I am not a veteran, so I still I am just a beginner. So and about the challenges and the learnings you are saying about my real estate, I am having around 15 years of real estate as an experience. But the first and foremost thing, I believe that customer is the king. So we focused from the day one, and our company ethos are running around that only.
Okay.
Ki how to, because our company tagline is keeping you ahead,
Yes.
right? So keeping humans or my customers, right? So we always focus on that, ki how to give our customer the best experience, how we can ensure that their investment is properly taken care, so that they are getting their homes on time with quality. And challenges, yes, because when you as a beginner or a newcomer coming to an industry, we started in a very early age after college and all. So we didn't knew anything about real estate, so we learn slowly. But the major things which was challenging was about this legal laws related to land,
Right,
and
right.
because litigation management,
Hmm.
all those things is a tedious things to learn.
Hmm.
Uh,
So that is something you mastered over time.
yes.
Okay.
And regarding construction, yes, I must say now the agencies are there. They can take care of the construction and all. But
Hmm.
uh, as a developer, you should be mastering over the land due diligence,
Hmm.
quality control on the construction side,
Hmm.
and giving customer the best possible experience.
Personally speaking, how do you stay at top of your game? Busy entrepreneur, side hustles, a lot of side projects as well. What sport do you play? How do you be physically and mentally active and on top of it?
It's all personal choice.
Hmm.
Ki how busy you want to make yourself.
Right.
But still, as an individual, like I reach office by sharp 9:30
Okay.
and be there until 7 or 8.
Mhm.
And I am not a very sports enthusiast, but uh, I do bit of workout at
Okay.
office. I
Okay.
have a gym in office.
Mhm.
So and but in a hobby, if you ask, then I do paintings and all
Oh, that's
sometimes.
wonderful.
Yeah, and I do. I like riding bicycles and
Okay.
riding bikes as well. So that is what I do in my weekends and all.
Speaking of a lot of ODRs that are stationed outside Odisha, let's not go abroad, but stationed outside Odisha, let's say Bangalore or Chennai or a Bombay, who willing to come back, let's say millennials in their early or late
Yeah.
30s, or let's say up till the early 40s. What chunk of your target audience or population would they make who are willing to relocate back to Bhubaneswar and buy property?
In our current recent project also, the average home buyer age is 35.
Oh, that's a very, I mean,
35 to 40 is the average age,
okay,
right?
okay.
So,
That's fairly young, right, for
yeah,
a Odia demographic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless until you are above 50,
Hmm.
you are not thinking about buying a property
Correct.
because of various reasons also. Because early those days, people doesn't have much more of salaries and all
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
income.
Disposable
So,
income, yes.
so
Yes.
yeah, so they have to accumulate some amount so that they can think of a buying property.
Right,
But
right.
nowadays, professionals are getting well paid.
Yes.
So, so that home buyers age are
Hmm. Hmm.
coming down day by day.
Hmm.
So now I am interacting with the buyers who are just 26, 27, 28 also.
And how are the interactions like? They're very, very handy. I mean,
So
how?
they have like suppose they have thought of, I want to buy a property now.
Yeah.
So by the age I am 35 or 40,
Yeah.
I am debt free from this property.
Oh,
So I
okay.
may think of another property. So
I
they
see.
are thinking like for an investment in early age.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
That's a shift that you've been seeing for the
Yes,
last few
yes.
years. Okay. Okay.
So they are serious about their assets, and after COVID also,
Hmm.
people are more focused to have their own house
Hmm.
where they can feel safe.
How do you fit in climate change and sustainability in your real estate development goals? I'm sure that's a priority, but how do you develop it?
See, I am the member of Indian Green Building Council.
Okay.
So few of our projects are pre-certified gold-rated projects.
Hmm.
So what does it mean? Uh, the IGBC's job is to ensure that the project which is being constructed,
Hmm.
the developer are taking care of the things which is going to impact as less as possible to the environment. Not only that, it is also going to help to consume less energy like
Right.
electricity
Right.
and all those things, energy efficiency and all. So we are very much sensible towards environments and all. So for that reason, we on all our recent projects are IGBC certified, so that we are following their guidelines, so that it would be an environmental friendly project once it is completed.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's say with prices skyrocketing to about 2.25 to 3 crores for a fully furnished flat in Bhubaneswar, do you ever feel there will be a demand supply gap, or is this because of the demand, or you think the bubble will burst soon?
I don't call it as a bubble,
Okay.
which is going to be burst.
Mm-hmm.
There is a demand in Bhubaneswar.
Hmm.
So the demand is going to increase,
Hmm.
but supply is bit higher than the demand, right? So what it will happen? It will slow down bit.
Hmm.
Like for an example, the consumption of a property worth 1 crore to 2 crore, for an example, per month consumption is, let's say, 300 per month.
Okay.
So that 300 will become 350, and sometimes it would be 400. It will
Correct.
increase.
Correct.
But suppose today 500 supply is there, so against 300 demand, so tomorrow when it would be demand would be 400,
Yeah.
the supply would be 700.
700.
So there would be little bit of slowdown and correction, but it nothing to panic on that. Why
Yes.
I'm saying, I have watching when I am observing and following real estate trends of the country since past 15 years. So always there is a cyclic corrections which comes in every 7, 8 to 10 years. So there would be a lean period. So all the extra inventory which would be constructed, it would be consumed. Again, there would be a freshness in the market. So it's nothing to panic.
So these are the signs of a mature market.
Right.
Bhubaneswar reached that stage.
So
Yeah.
Bhubaneswar is a market where it is mostly dependent on its domestic buyer, like Odia people.
Right.
Like we are not Hyderabad or Pune.
We are not a
where-
cosmopolitan
right,
city.
huh.
Yes, yes.
So 95% buyer or 90%
Odia.
buyer are the Odia people,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So for that reason, it is not because we have a 5 crore Odia people who are aspiring to be owning a piece of a property in Odisha, Bhubaneswar or Cuttack maybe. So I don't think it is going to be impacted that badly. But yeah, there would be some oversupply for which those developer are not making project for the market fit or buyer fit.
Right.
They have to suffer a bit.
Ah.
Again, they will learn and correct it.
Bounce back.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you
Haque.
so much.
It was a pleasure having an absolute blast for sharing anecdotes and insights on the real estate market. It was a total pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you for
Thank
having
so
me
much.
here.
Yeah.
Thank you.